In the heart of Denver, beneath the dazzling lights and echoing cheers, the start of a new NBA season promised intensity and drama. And it didn't disappoint. Thunder vs Nuggets, two Western Conference titans, squared off in a season opener that felt like a playoff battle, primetime worthy and charged with anticipation. This was no mere game. It was a clash of forces, a revival of last season's heated rivalry, and a benchmark for what's to come. The Thunder, boasting the youngest roster in the league with an average age of just 24, had something to prove. They took the floor determined to show they have the talent, grit, and resolve to stand toe-to-toe with the NBA's elite. For the Oklahoma City faithful, there couldn't have been a more electrifying start. One game, one win, one powerful statement. The Thunder aren't just here to compete, they are here to contend. At the center of it all was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a superstar emerging in real time under the spotlight. In a showdown against reigning MVP Nikola Jokic, Shai seized the moment, displaying the poise, skill, and leadership of an MVP in his own right. The bright lights of Jokic's home arena didn't faze him. Instead, they seemed to fuel him. Shai sent a message, not just to his opponent, but to the entire league. This young Thunder team has its sight set high, and they are not shying away from the pressure that comes with championship aspirations. Today's game offered a glimpse into what lies ahead, a season of growth, grit, and ambition. With each passing game, the Thunder are refining themselves, gearing up not only for the regular season, but for the deep playoff run they envision come May and June. So let's break it down. This was more than just a win. It was a preview of a new era in Oklahoma City, where this young, determined squad is poised to rise as legitimate title contenders. The Oklahoma City Thunder kicked off their game with a clear strategy: limit the impact of Nikola Jokic's post-up plays. Knowing Jokic's skill in the post and their own vulnerabilities in that area, they aimed to disrupt his rhythm by throwing double teams his way whenever he tried to back down Chet Holmgren or any other Thunder defender. This approach was crucial, as Holmgren has struggled against post-ups last season, giving up nearly a point per possession when defending down low, a significant weakness in the Thunder's defense. The decision to double Jokic wasn't random. In their previous matchups, Jokic had constantly found ways to dominate Holmgren in one-on-one situations. Last season, for instance, he shot an astounding 75% from the field when guarded by Holmgren. This was an outlier, as no other player who attempted at least 10 field goals against Holmgren managed a better shooting percentage. With such a huge success rate, Jokic had established himself as a major problem for Holmgren and the Thunder defense overall. To counter this, the Thunder implemented a game plan that aimed to force Jokic to make quick decisions, compelling him to pass out of double teams and rely on his teammates to convert from beyond the arc. This strategy led to a series of passes out to Denver's perimeter shooters, but the Nuggets struggled to capitalize, consistently missing their three-point attempts. This shooting slump only compounded the Nuggets' difficulties, as they couldn't convert open looks that would have punished the Thunder's aggressive approach. Three-point shooting, or the lack of it, became a storyline in itself for both teams, but especially for Denver. The Nuggets found themselves unable to bail out Jokic when he was double-teamed, allowing the Thunder to persist with their defensive scheme. In the end, the Thunder's well-executed game plan to disrupt Jokic's post-up play not only kept him from dominating, but also exploited the Nuggets' cold shooting from distance, turning a defensive gamble into a decisive advantage. The impact of Denver losing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in the offseason was glaringly evident in this game. Last season, Caldwell-Pope was a consistent, high-volume shooter from beyond the arc, providing the Nuggets with both spacing and reliability that's now noticeably absent. Without him, the Nuggets struggled mightily from three-point range, shooting just 7 for 37 for a dismal 18.4% from deep. What makes this more concerning is that many of these attempts were open looks. Oklahoma City deserves a lot of credit for recognizing this vulnerability in Denver's offense. They capitalized on it by stagging off Denver's shooters, pressuring Nikola Jokic to make challenging passes to players stationed at the three-point line, only to dare them to take the shot. Interestingly, the Nuggets were equally ineffective from shooting from the corners as they were from above the break. To put that in perspective, they shot a lowly 2 for 10 from the corners, widely regarded as one of the most efficient shots in basketball outside of a dunk. From above the break, they fared no better, converting only 5 for 27. These repeated misfires only intensified the burden on Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., who struggled to generate efficient offense amidst the Thunder's ability to overhelp on drives. With Denver's shooters failing to convert, Oklahoma City's defense had the liberty to clog the paint and collapse on any dribble penetration, essentially neutralizing Denver's offensive threats. Now, without Caldwell-Pope, the Nuggets are turning to players like Christian Braun and Russell Westbrook to step into their shooting role. While Braun was efficient from 3 last season, he averaged only 1.3 attempts per game. Westbrook, though a formidable playmaker, has had inconsistent shooting splits from beyond the arc throughout his career. So, relying on this new cast to replace a high-volume, high-efficiency shooter like Caldwell-Pope might take some time to come together. Fortunately for the Nuggets, the season is still young. They have time to adjust, recalibrate their three-point game, and develop chemistry with these new lineups. Whether or not they find answers, however, will heavily influence their success in the regular season, as teams will likely follow the Thunder's blueprint, forcing them to prove their range under pressure. As the game unfolded, the Thunder showcased just how dominant their defense will be this season, proving their reputation as one of the most formidable defensive teams in the league. They took a targeted approach to shut down two of the Nuggets' most impactful playmakers, Russell Westbrook and Jamal Murray. With relentless pressure, they forced Westbrook into an unusually poor shooting performance, where he went just 2 for 10 from the field. Meanwhile, they held Murray to a mere 12 points on a frustrating 4 for 14 shooting night. This defensive strategy wasn't a matter of chance. It was a calculated decision. The Thunder recognized that simply focusing on neutralizing Nikola Jokic wouldn't be enough to topple a team as versatile as the Denver Nuggets. Instead, they opted for a balanced approach, applying just enough defensive attention on Jokic to keep him contained while ensuring Murray, Westbrook, and other perimeter threats remain ineffective. The Thunder's elite defenders demonstrated remarkable discipline, coordination, and intensity, offering a glimpse of why this squad stands out as a defensive powerhouse. One of the Thunder's greatest strengths is their ability to switch seamlessly on the perimeter, a tactic that keeps opposing offenses off balance and under constant pressure. With their defensive versatility, they can stymie drives to the rim and challenge contested three-point shots. It's rare to see a defense that can adapt so fluidly, preventing teams from finding open looks or penetrating the paint. For perspective on just how effective this Thunder defense is, look at the stats from last season for their core perimeter defenders. Alex Caruso, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, and rookie Cason Wallace. Each player brings a unique set of skills, but they share one crucial attribute: lockdown defense on the perimeter. Their collective ability to defend the three-point line was elite, with impressive defensive stats that place them amongst the league's best. One of the most significant off-season additions to this Thunder roster has been Caruso. Already renowned as one of the league's top defenders at the guard position, Caruso's arrival elevates an already elite defense bringing experience, intelligence, and hustle. Paired with Shea, a defender known for his incredible off-ball instincts and ability to generate turnovers, Caruso makes this defense even more dynamic. Together, they allow Shea to play with greater freedom and focusing on creating fast break opportunities, making this backcourt an absolute nightmare for opponents. With Caruso's arrival, the Thunder have the tools to challenge any offense. Opposing teams will find it exceptionally difficult to exploit this lineup on the perimeter or in the paint. With these defenders on the court, every possession becomes a battle and every shot attempt is contested. This Thunder defense isn't just built to succeed, it's built to dominate. And as the final buzzer echoed through the arena, a message was sent loud and clear. The Oklahoma City Thunder are no longer just a young, promising team on the rise. They are a force here to challenge the league's best, push the boundaries on defensive excellence, and make a lasting impact this season. What fans witnessed against the Denver Nuggets was more than just a display of skill. It was a statement of intent from a group of determined players who are ready to rewrite the story of Oklahoma City basketball. This night in Denver will be remembered as the beginning of a new chapter, one where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and his fearless team take center stage as true contenders. With every block, steal, and contested shot, the Thunder showed that their youthful energy is tempered by a maturity beyond their years. Their unwavering commitment to defense, relentless teamwork, and versatility are not just tools for winning regular season games. They are the foundation of a championship caliber identity. The addition of Alex Caruso, alongside defensive stalwarts like Dort and Shea, has transformed the Thunder's backcourt into a nightmare for opposing offenses. With Caruso's savvy, Shea's growth as a leader, and the relentless hustle of every player on the court, the Thunder are building something special, a roster capable of sustaining the intensity needed for a playoff run. This is not just a team that promises potential, it's a team built on resilience, grit, and a shared vision that's pushing them ever closer to title contention. The journey ahead will be filled with challenges, battles, and tests of their resolve. But if tonight's performance is any indication, this Thunder team isn't just here to learn, they're here to leave their mark. A new era is upon Oklahoma City, one marked by relentless defense, tactical brilliance, and the unyielding spirit of a team determined to carve its place amongst the league's elite. For the Thunder, this season is about more than proving they belong. It's about proving they're here to lead. And for those watching, it's time to take notice. Oklahoma City has arrived, and they're here to stay.